Hello, you too.
So much for the
Okay,
countdown.
just kidding.
Sure enough screws that up. Was looking at the damn phone for Instagram. Hey.
Child, we're getting it
Okay,
together,
now
honey.
we're
We're trying to
working.
go live on 2 places.
And somebody wants to send us a message. What's up,
And
Dave
here we are.
Johnson?
Hello, everyone. One and all. Welcome to the program. We are here.
Welcome you, welcome me. We are a
Welcome
happy
in.
family.
We are doing our reality recap. Never been here before. I'm Kandron. That's Dehjai. We do pop culture, real life, and where they collide every Monday night. We do a reality recap live where we do all of our favorite reality shows for the week. So you are bearing witness to such a thing. Welcome. Hello. I am doing dry January, and also I still feel drunk because I am so tired. So we are going to
I look so alarmed.
We are going to get through this as well as we can. Have you any pop culture?
Girl, listen, you are on dry January, not I.
Oh, well, fine. Say your stuff
No, I'm
then.
just kidding. This is my little margarita. We're just real basic, child. Some lime juice, some what is that? St. Croix? Look, not St. Croix, Jesus, LaCroix.
LaCroix? Yikes.
And that's it. So there you go.
Okay.
A little Dobel tequila for the win.
Fantastic.
So this might be another episode where Deja's drunk because I was a little heavy on the pour tonight.
Awesome. Love that for you. Can't wait to join you in just two short weeks.
Oh, what? You know what? Damn it. I knew I should have been the person in the thing because I found out that you can do the green screen and I can put some of the clips up on here, but you're in there, so never mind. We ain't gonna worry about it.
All right, well, we're not.
We ain't gonna worry about it.
God bless.
All right, so on to the pop culture. Girl, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it was a slow news week. It was a whole lot of stuff that I just did not care about. So we're gonna wrap this up quickly. This first clip actually
married my cousin. I was sitting on the couch looking for names for the baby that we were about to have.
Or I'm not getting ready to watch that. What is this about?
Oh, it's funny. It's weird news. So basically,
I accidentally married my cousin. I was sitting on the couch looking for names for the baby that we were about to have, and I was on Family Search. Oh, look, Grandpa's name, Grandma's name, great Grandma's name, great Grandma's name. Husband's next to me on his own Family Search, and he's like, "Oh, that's funny. We have the same Grandma and Grandpa's names." I look at this line and it's all the same as mine. So I think, oh no, you're still logged into my account. Then we start looking at it and we realize my grandpa is his grandma's first cousin.
Right? Grandparents were cousins.
So he calls his grandma and I call my grandpa and we ask them if they know each other. Sure enough, sure do. They lived together when they were growing up as children. We are third cousins.
I think they'll be.
We have won a prize for being the closest related in a neighborhood activity. And when I go to my family reunion, he gets to go to his too at the same time. Never publicly told anyone.
Underbelly videos, but they're like a true incest family. But it's like, it's just fascinating. It's a fascinating watch, and you could just see. It's kind of heartbreaking, but also it just puts humanity to things that you hear about and sometimes people make fun of, but it puts a very human element on it. So if you've never watched it, they have like many videos with this entire family that their parents were double first cousins. So there's all sorts of things going on there. But the people
they from the Appalachia.
Yeah. They are actually.
Oh man, I was really being funny. I did not think that.
But that's my point. Is that
Yikes.
We make fun of these things and we say these things and just throw it out there, but like people are actually living the outcome of these things. So, anyways,
Shout out to my old boss who wanted to take me home with her to the Appalachian Mountains. And I was like, girl, I'm Black. I don't think I would never make it back. You can't take me with you, honey.
No, I'm not. I didn't say I was going now. I didn't say I was going, but that's for another reason.
No, me either. But she just loved me. She's like, everybody in my family is going to love you. And I'm like, listen, you can love me right here in the great state of VA. Okay.
Right here in Virginia. Right here in Virginia. It is dangerous enough. Thank you so much. I won't be doing that.
Okay. So turns out in nuptial news, the Dixons actually got married. It was posted. Wow. I want to say the people online posted that they actually went ahead and tied the knot. And so funny how it's like this is my personal belief, but it's giving that they literally hurried up and got married in between the time frame of when that episode would air, so that it could be like boom in your face. And if y'all follow us over on Instagram, I put up a little video about how the Dixons was jamming after they made the announcement that they've gone ahead and made it official that they are back to being husband and wife.
Well, good for them. Congratulations. I didn't see it. I didn't think it was coming. I didn't think it was going to happen. So
I don't think anybody thought that. And like I said, it was a slow news week and things that I didn't care about. And also it's a whole lot of like tragic stuff going on. So prayers up for those who lost their lives in that mass shooting. Yeah. Like 10 people. So yeah, I just didn't want to talk about it. So we can slide right into the mess.
Also, I don't know that they would have gotten married if not for this show. I felt like it was very much to be able to say that they did get married, you know?
I agree. 100%.
Whatever.
So pre-show. Jesus.
Thanks.
That cough came down.
This is a bit of a hot mess today, huh? Okay.
Pre-show, Kandron had mentioned something about the Housewives of Miami. So catch us up real quick before we slide into the Potomac girls.
Okay, so first of all, just want to let y'all know if you're watching on YouTube that we do drop the timestamps down below. If you want to jump around to your favorite program, you can do that through the timestamps. Okay. I am listening to the Bravo docket, the episode about the Hochstein divorce, the Lisa and Lenny divorce.
So Lisa, I don't even know who these people are.
First of all, wait, before I even get there, let me just say this. Okay. They have a absolutely perfect cast in Miami. Okay. It is exceptional. And it's like, it's just good. I haven't watched this season yet, but I just finished watching the previous season because I had it recorded and I was like, oh, let me just peruse and see what's going on. And now I'm like, no, I'm going to watch this season like right now so I can get into the mess.
And this is over on Peacock.
The new season is on Peacock. Yes. I had the other one recorded. I had the other one recorded from when they played it last year, like over the summer or whatever. And I was just, deleting stuff off of my DVR basically. So anyways, they just have a good cast. It's like there are people there that are just like kind of a little bit kooky, a little bit just a little quirky. So they have something a little quirky. They have some people to start mess. They have some people who are like kind of breather. I call them breathers. It's like, I think about it like a fashion show. So there's the breather piece is everything can't be high design. Everything can't be over the top. Like you need something to tie it together. So you have to have a breather. So it's like, there's someone there that's a breather. There's just enough mess to keep the party going. And there's like just enough people there being lavish and just spending money excessively, which is what Lisa was always spending money excessively. But now,
isn't Lisa like the white lady?
She's not on there anymore. That's Leah.
Oh, got it.
So I don't know I think they kept the same cast from last season with maybe one or two additions. So it's Larsa Pippen with all of her mess, and her whole new body and face and everything. There's her. There is Adriana, who is the mess starter. There's Julia.
She was crazy in the original seasons.
She was. So then there's Julia, who is she and Adriana are besties, but she is married to a tennis legend, essentially. So she's the kooky on the show. She's kind of quirky. They have chickens. She brings eggs everywhere. She's just funny. Like, she just shows up and she's just a person who you're just like, I want to hang out with Julia. I'll hang out with Julia. And then who else is there? Oh, there's why am I missing? Oh my God, why am I missing? She's my favorite. What's her name? Mama Elsa. Who's her daughter?
Oh, the PR lady. I know who you're talking about. I don't remember her name either. Just Mama Elsa's daughter.
Okay. And then
Mama Elsa married a gringo.
God damn it. And then now she's married to a gringo as well. And then there is, and then, oh my God, I have to come up with their names. There is Gertie, who is Haitian. She's a wedding designer, but she's been married for like over 20 years. She married her high school sweetheart, and she's just lovely, in my opinion. And then there is Nicole, who is the newcomer. She's an anesthesiologist, and well, I don't know, did they get married? Fiance or husband? Anyways, they have a cute kid. They fly private because he is actually a licensed pilot as well as being an attorney, and they have this wonderful life together. But she keeps the party going a little bit too. Marisol is my girl. She just cracks me up. Yeah. And Marisol, and then Alexia. I was like, oh, why am I fishing? Alexia is the one with the crazy ass life.
Larsa, Alexia, and
Adriana.
Marisol. Well, yeah, and Adriana.
Marisol and Adriana. The rest of them are new, so you wouldn't have remembered them. Anyways, so, and Lisa. Lisa is the one that was married to the plastic surgery, so she's still there. But Lisa and Lenny are getting divorced. Lenny has initiated the divorce, and apparently their prenup is awful. Oh my God. So he was already a surgeon in his 40s when they got married, and she was in her mid-20s. And so the Bravo docket did a really good job. I'm going to link the episode down below. The Bravo docket did like an excellent breakdown of the prenup and also the divorce proceedings so far, to the point that I'm actually going to probably subscribe to their Patreon because I want to know the tea.
I mean, please do, so you can tell us what's really going on.
Oh my God. It just was a bad prenup. It's a bad prenup. And it's, I mean, it's good for him, but it's like a prenup you should never sign. But it's also, I don't even think you should be subject to this type of prenup after being married to somebody for 14 years. I think some of this stuff ought to be able to be thrown out of the window. And then I hope that the judge gives her absolutely every bit of child support she asked for, plus everything she should have gotten in spousal support to keep her kids in the manner they are accustomed to living from both parents. So spousal anyways,
support. So question, this is
no spousal support. No spousal. She waived it. Well, she waived most of it in the prenup.
So, but like, isn't alimony and spousal support the same thing?
I guess it
kind of
could be, because there could be temporary spousal support too, but that doesn't go play into the final alimony payments and all of that stuff. Okay. Yes, but spousal support is to support the lifestyle. I guess alimony could just be anything additional. So anyways, it is a mess. I hope that someone does her a solid, some judge does her a solid somewhere down the line and is like, this was unconscionable the way you did this to this lady. Y'all were married 14 years. It doesn't get to walk away with just $1 million after 14 years. And especially comparing her to Larsa, who didn't have a prenup, and she got half.
I mean, well, wasn't Larsa also like married in California? So that's kind of the California laws, isn't that?
Yeah. But you can still enforce a prenup though. Okay. A prenup is a contract, so you can still enforce a prenup. It doesn't invalidate it, I don't think. But This lady literally was 26 and married this guy thinking she's going to have a nice life, did for a while, and now he's just kind of like, no, you're a pauper. Good riddance.
Ciao.
Awful.
Yeah, I'm going to tune in. Will y'all be watching over on Peacock?
You have to listen to the episode of the Bravo docket too, because they just did a really good job of breaking it all down. So, and we may actually do another episode. We talked about prenups with Ashley Darby, but she's making a fool of us. So,
child, Michael Darby is making a fool of her. Shit. Continuing to, according to that last episode of the Housewives
Potomac.
Down to Potomac. Well, since we're here, we can slide on into that. Look,
yeah, we can.
What you got, friend? How you feeling about these episodes now that you done caught up?
How do I feel about these episodes? Here's the thing I'm feeling about Housewives in general. I'm feeling these seasons are going too long. I am losing interest. I'm losing interest religiously about halfway through of all of them. I didn't make it to the end of Dubai. If we don't review it, I'm not usually making it to the end until I am needing to clear out my DVR, honestly.
Child, I didn't make it to the end of Dubai either.
I didn't make it to the end of Dubai. I didn't watch New Jersey in real time. I watched like the first half of the season and I was just like, I'm over this. So, I just feel the seasons are going too long. They're trying to milk too much out of too little. And that's how I feel about Potomac. Like, if we weren't doing these recaps, I doubt that I would have finished the season in real time. Like, when I sat down to watch it, I was kind of like, here we go again, y'all.
I mean, it's just constant arguing. Like,
it is.
So just moving right into the meat of the mess, because at the top of the show, we talked about the Dixons going ahead and officially tying the knot. And to that end, that conversation they had at that damn lunch table where Karen was like that Juan wanted a threesome with her and the two of them. I'm like, Karen, girl.
Now, Karen. Stop it.
Everybody at the table was laughing.
It's like,
I'm like, come on now. Come on now, Karen. Come on now. No one asked for that. No one asked for that. And even when, you know how Bravo is shady as hell. So when they ran them clips back, it was not clearly Robin was like, hell no. And Juan was the one that was talking about doing the experimentation of it all. Now, Robin being the quiet, seemingly demure person that she has been prior to these last few seasons, I think that she get down with the freaking snickety. I think she do. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Go off. I just was like, her calling Juan, I hate when she does that because he constantly embarrasses her. Because he basically just says, Robin, I don't care about that stuff. Stop calling me. I don't want to hear about it. This is why I don't like you up there. This is why I don't like being a part of this stuff, because it's always a mess. Please get off my line and stop playing games with me. It feels
well, the thing about it too is it's like then she always want to run to him like what was it the reunion when she was hollering about how she wished he was at the reunion, and it's like, girl, well, what the hell was he gonna do then? He don't ever want to do nothing like when he's around. So what are you talking about, sis? He does not want to be bothered. Juan said he is above the fray, and the fray is the BS that these ladies be putting forward. Like, come on now.
100%. So her continuously calling him really just annoys me. I'm just like, why did you even bother that man? He clearly don't care about this stuff. Please leave that man alone.
Okay. We lucky if he truly care about you. Shit.
What else? What else happened on this episode? Oh, Wendy and Mia kind of made up.
Well, Wendy and damn Giselle and the foolishness talking about, like, that is so high school to tell someone, oh, well, she's just jealous of you.
It's so stupid. And I don't think that's true at all.
I don't think that's true at all. Like, not at all whatsoever. Like, Wendy, she's Nigerian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Girl, Nigerian people be the most prideful and self-loving individuals I have ever met in my entire life. And this is not shade. That is a beautiful confidence that Nigerian people have for themselves and for their people. So this idea that this very highly educated woman is jealous of a dodo bird is beyond me.
Is not. She is not. Please.
Girl,
save it.
Like, come on now. Mia is a good time in terms of television for us to laugh and kiki, but she is the dodo bird. She has proved it to us time and time again with the stuff that she be saying.
I agree. I thought Jacqueline just wanted a moment. It was excessive. She was doing a lot with so very little, and I just wanted her to stop because it was embarrassing.
Jacqueline just gives me very hurt. I don't know that I felt like she wanted a moment.
Really?
It was times where she was saying like some old stupid foolishness, but I don't feel like that she was looking for a moment. I think Jacqueline was just super duper hurt and was just like carrying on a little too long. That's what I'll say.
Maybe that's what it is.
Considering that they had been, friends for like, umpteen years, and like this is how your friend is talking to you on national television. I think she was embarrassed in addition to being hurt. And then on top of that, like, it's that like that embarrassment factor. Like I can't even say it's secondhand because it's firsthand. Like she's now having to pull herself together, but all the while still breaking apart. It's like, it sounds like from the things that we have seen, the conversations that have been had with Jacqueline, is that her life is in shambles and she is trying to, like regroup in whatever way possible. So I don't know. I feel like that trip was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. But again, like I said last week, I also think that Jacqueline and fucking Mia be putting on the show because it's TV. I think them hoes got together and said that they gonna carry on.
Because none of it, to me, it didn't even seem real. Like she just was doing a bunch of screaming and stomping away, and I'm not riding with her. It's like, girl, please, you are. Get in the truck. It's fine.
Well, hell, Mia was doing it too. Mia was like, she didn't want to slide down because she wanted to sit next to Jacqueline. And it's like, girl,
all right, sure. Mia's a cast member.
Like,
we know
related.
We know Mia carries on, but this lady, we don't even know her. She don't even go here. So
I mean, she a friend to the show now. I thought they brought back a scholar. What happened to a scholar?
They didn't bring a scholar back. I think she was in the first episode with Karen's spring fling or whatever the hell.
Oh, you're right. I just knew, but I guess from seeing that, I just assumed that they brought all the extended friends back to the show. But she probably didn't have no alliances with any of the other girls. So much for that. She should have been friends with Ashley. Duh, girl.
Ashley's annoying to me. I don't like Ashley.
I feel like
she gets on my nerves.
Because I have so many Gemini people in my life, and Gemini women to be specific, I feel like Ashley she really be saying a whole lot, but it's like it's so many people in her head because that's a Gemini trait. Everybody talking at the same time. So she just says whatever is the damn loudest.
I just find her annoying. I find her doing her little TikTok dances. I don't watch her on TikTok. I'm saying we've seen her on this show doing her little TikTok dances. Her wearing these like excessively skimpy outfits that don't even look good. Like Candiachi wears some pretty skimpy stuff, but she usually looks really cute. Like she usually looks pulled together. Ashley looks like she just left the mall. She left the mall, and not like a good mall, but like Lynn Haven Mall. Y'all know, it's the people who know. I
had to think about what's in that mall. I'm like,
exactly.
I mean, for that matter, all the malls in 757 don't be giving for real. Let's keep it.
Okay, I said
there, so this is not shade.
Well, like I said what I know, and she looked like somebody who just came out of Lynn Haven Mall. The girls who know. Or any other nondescript mall in America. Like she does not look like she went any place to get that ugly little outfit where she had the little shorts and the little buckle top. I'm like, you don't even have the original little Jacques Mousse buckle top. That's the one that ushered that whole thing back into style. You could have at least sprung for the Jacques Mousse top. You don't even have that. All you have is this little butterfly top.
Listen, that's fussing at her stylist because we know that she ain't got no stylist.
She don't have no stylist.
She was just young and cute, and young and cute.
She needs a stylist. Well, she
Hell,
needs
a
one.
lot of them do. Well,
Young and cute is not
Karen
the name of the game.
But Karen has got her a stylist because that little orange set that she had on when she was arguing with Charisse, that set was cute as a button.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice. And especially when you have some of the other girls that really bring it, like Dehjai. You can love her or hate her, but she brings it for the most part.
She does. I'm not laughing because of that. Dehjai sent me when she was sitting there with that fucking bucket hat on and them damn white glasses and the orange tint, and she was like, what
Wendy.
is going on?
I like Wendy's style. Yeah, she usually brings it all. So like the girls, I mean, we put Giselle off to the side because we know Giselle's not bringing anything anywhere.
A struggle, okay?
She's not bringing anything anywhere. So we leave her off to the side. But for the most part, the girls have evolved, and Ashley is just looking like she came out of a teenage store.
She's looking like
a teenage store
2000s.
In the 90s. Yes, in the 2000s. She looks like she came out of Wet Seal, which is obviously no longer a thing, but the girls who know, okay?
Whew. Did Wet Seal close?
It's been closed for probably 10 years.
Girl, I wouldn't know. My ass was never shopping at Wet Seal.
Okay, well, just take my word for it. All right, what else? Is that it?
I was down to a rave, okay?
Okay, rave. She works too. She's a good reference too. Okay. Rainbow even.
All right. There you go. Not hell you go, Lord. Okay, the alcohol has set in.
Okay. What else? Is that it for Housewives of Potomac?
I feel like this episode was boring.
It was a filler.
So the one thing that I will say is Ashley lived up to her Ashleyisms on the damn Housewives of Potomac. Like, she cannot hold water.
She cannot hold water.
Like, if you're saying that this is the conversation that needs to be had betwixt Karen said she wants to have it with her and Robin, and then you could be present, then that needs to be that. You don't have to mention anything about it until it damn happens, girl.
She's so silly. But she keeps the party going. She's been keeping the party going all season, child.
I mean, and she does, but this is annoying.
No, I agree with you. It's very annoying, but Karen is, everybody knows Ashley can't hold water, so I don't know why Karen told her anyway.
I don't either. Like, Karen should have told Dehjai. At least Dehjai would have been ushering in the conversation for the two of them to have it. Exactly. But also, it could be like a calculated thing where Karen was like, okay, I'm going to tell the town crier because she going to go run tell that, and then we can have this big scene. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't doubt that's really what was going on. Like, the producers were probably in Karen's ear, like, go ahead and say this to Ashley.
Mm-hmm. Could have been.
Ashley got air in her damn head.
Oh, let me go back to we finished with Potomac.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me go back to Miami one quick time. So they were talking about tracking devices, and it brought me back to an episode of I think it was DJ Richie Sky when they in Love and Marriage Huntsville when they were talking about installing tracking devices.
Oh, that thing I sent you with him and Destiny.
No, him and Carlos were actually talking about it on a recent episode.
Oh, I missed that. I had to watch that.
Yeah. So it was just funny because they were kind of like, well, I don't know how tracking devices work. So that episode of Bravo Docket also talks a lot about tracking devices and what you can do to your spouse who you're in conflict with and what you can't do. So it shed some light because actually the way Marcel and Mel were talking about it, it made it seem credible, at least on one of their ends, that somebody actually did put some sort of tracker on the phone.
That's still crazy to me. Like, you're not even together anymore. Why are we doing this? That's a lot. What I'm not going to do is put nobody's tracker, no recording, no none of that on somebody's phone that I'm no longer attached to in any sort of way. Like, girl, you're doing a lot. For what? That's creating sickness within your mind. Like, let it go. So anyway, what's next, girl? What did you watch? Because I know sometimes you don't be.
I watched everything.
Okay, good. Okay, so what's next? What do you want to talk about?
Let's do Ready to Love real quick.
What are your thoughts, friend?
Fabrice is, he really does, he gives the French arrogance a whole thing.
I mean, he does, but like Fabrice gives me old dirty bastard. Shout out to Wu-Tang Clan, if y'all know. Like,
I just felt the way he exited to be like, basically like, I'm above all of you and I was bringing something new to the table. I was like, were you? Because you were acting like a 15-year-old boy. I don't know how that feels brand new to the table, but it wasn't giving new to the table.
With your dick in your hand, bro. Shut up.
It wasn't giving new to the table. I think most of us have seen some version of that. It wasn't giving new to the table, friend.
Facts. And then the fact that he sat there with Corvea and basically just tried to tell her that he know all about her just by the superficiality that she puts off. Now, this is no shade to Corvea. That is how she presents initially, that she's very about what she looks like on the outside and what she does for herself financially. So like,
it is, but what irritated me was he's like, oh, I know her type. She doesn't want to get sweaty on the bikes or whatever. I'm like, she's the one that suggested the bikes. Like, y'all went bike riding because of her. Like, how do you know? He's one of those people who, like, he just made up a whole story about that girl. Now, did he hit some points? He did. He probably nailed, but basically he just sat down and called her a gold digger. Was like, oh, I know your type. I was just like, ew.
He was so, but my thing is like, you so disinterested in this girl, but then you want to talk about like your money at the same time. Like, he wanted to talk about himself. Mm-hmm. He gives me, you go on a first date with him and he's going to tell you about all his accolades and everything that he's done and never ask you a question about yourself.
Yeah. He really rubbed me the wrong way. I'm very glad that he's gone because I found him to be very creepy.
Fabrice was not attractive either, so you know, go ahead, go on home with your home freshener self.
He wasn't. What else? Who else was interesting to this week?
Susu and her perception that homeboy is really interested in her. He doesn't give me interested at all. Like, when he gave her the nickname for Susu, it was like in a means to, like, you know, come rescue me. Like, that's the call out, not so much that I'm giving you a pet nickname because we have some sort of connection. I don't really think that I don't know if it's awkwardness for him. I don't even remember his name, but I don't know if it's awkwardness for him or if it's just like he just stiff, like super stiff. I was on Sunday. I was in a live for Single Shit, which is another like podcast type of show. And they were talking about him. They call him Dimples over there. And everybody had the same perception. Like, he's just stiff and dry. Like, he's giving white bread and crackers. Like, no, he's not intentionally trying to pursue you. He is just here. Like, he's giving, I'm going to play just enough interest to be on the show long enough to promote whatever it is that I do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if, like, in a couple of weeks, I find some sort of like, oh, he's an actor or he has some sort of business that he wanted to promote. And that's why he's on this show. You know what I'm saying? Well, like, I always seem to find that.
Yeah. His conversation with Sue-Ann was probably the most interested I'd seen him look. I haven't seen him look very relaxed or interested in the past. So, but when he gave her the nickname Susu, I was just like, I wouldn't want that nickname. You know, I
sure wouldn't. Right. That's how I was like, and I said that to them. I'm like, yo, like, the crazy thing about it is the Susu is an MLM, like, undercover. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not
generous. That's generous, like, for what it is.
It is generous. Scheme. It's really not. It's a pyramid scheme, yes, but it's really not established enough to be an MLM. But that's what, you know, like, to give people an understanding of what it is. Susu is a very, like, northern thing where people, like, you know, put their money in and then they supposed to double their money and get it back. I feel like that's the same thing that they be doing over on Instagram with the people talking about, oh, I gave $500 to such and such through Cash App, and then they be like, and I got $5,000 in 7 days. Like, girl, no the fuck you didn't.
And then it's like you have to recruit 5 of your friends, and it's like, okay, whoever the last probably 5 people, 10 people, in the susu, they're not getting their money back. the first person in the susu is.
Hold on, pause. I feel like I told this story on here before where I was talking about a family member of mine that kept talking about how they was gonna get $100,000 because they gave some money to this thing, and they was talking about that foolishness for years, bro. I'm gonna tell you offline who it is, but like
that's unfortunate.
When I heard about it, people was talking about the susu stuff again, and I was like, yo, I wonder if this is what they did. Probably. And like was so excited that they was gonna get this money. Like, no, baby, you just gave somebody some money and you never got anything out of that.
100%.
But yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for Ready to Love. I don't know. These couples are not interesting to me. None of them are. So
no, and the majority of them is just like boring. So y'all know, if you've been following the reality recaps for a while, I am a stickler for good and bad makeup, and like every season, it is always a beautiful woman who looks like she is ready to be put in the casket, and I don't understand it.
I will say this season is better than the last one.
I mean, it is, but it's always one in it. The thing about it for me is this is language that you're not gonna understand if you never did makeup or you never worked for Mac. But like they always be like a MC50, like NW43 skin tone, and they end up looking green, and I'm like, who is doing your makeup, sis? Like, what is going
getting hair and makeup on this function?
My thing is, I would think that they are at least providing them that they do go over wardrobe. They have a stylist for the show, so they have their own clothes. Because Simone from Ages and Stages, the Houston people, she talked about her and Rashid's season, and that they had to go over whatever clothing it was that they were going to wear, or whatever, with the styling person. So like, you do get a chance to talk about those things, but like, what I don't understand is like, okay, so y'all can't tell me that you're not looking at the damn monitors and seeing how sis looks green. She looks sick. Like, this is crazy. And the person I'm talking about, she kind of looks like Keisha Cole with the red wig situation.
Oh yeah, she
was on the date.
She's a lot.
She was on the date with Lyndon and Tony. I'm about to call him Tommy. Tony and the other girl that was really pretty. I don't remember her name either. I got to get the names together. But like, I just was like, between the two of them, he looked like he smelled like stale weed, and she is giving me casket sharp.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's just bad all the way around on all sides.
Yeah, so
whatever.
I just, like I said, I don't find any of these people particularly interesting, or they're just not doing it for me this season. I've been invested in other seasons of Ready to Love because I feel like I was invested in both Atlanta seasons. I was pretty invested in Houston. And then once it hit DC, I was kind of like, these, I don't know what.
Because they got, everybody was hit in the face. Everybody was hit in the face. Like,
I just wasn't interested. And the people were just not interesting to me. Like, I felt like the previous seasons, the people were just more interesting. They were prettier, but also they were more interesting. So
I don't know. We'll see. But you know what? Sidebar. Speaking of Ready to Love, I was talking to friend of the show, Joy, in the DMs about Love and Marriage DC before it aired. And she was just like, I don't understand. Everybody just loves Joy. Everybody just loves them. And then I was just like, I mean, I understand. Like we said on this show a couple of months ago that like after the reunion for the first DC, or wait, was it the first one or the second one? The second one, yeah, that like she gives very much not a girl's girl. Like she was very nasty to Dehjai at the reunion. She was. Like very much in your face with all of the other women that she didn't necessarily have a relationship with. So it's just odd. But I don't feel like I dislike her. Like, I don't know. It's just, but she's definitely a personality that you don't know whether to love her or hate her, because I did that poll and it was like 50-50 in terms of like who was excited to watch the Love and Marriage DC crew and like who was not. So
yeah, she's just not I don't know. And even when she was with the women on the actual episode, when they were at the birthday party for
that was crazy.
What's the kid's name? Jamie.
Not Jamie.
Little
Jamie is the one that's got legal problems.
Yes. What's the other one's name? I can't remember. It's a J too.
I don't know.
Okay, it's fine. Anyways.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's fine. But when she was there and they were kind of questioning her about how she was getting on this panel. So background, she was going to do a speaking engagement in Atlanta, I think she said at
with Steve Harvey and Steve and Margie Harvey's like foundation for like single mothers or something like that.
Yeah, and they were just like, "Wait, you're not a mother, and you're not a
like,
single
why
mother
are you going?
Sure, so why are you going?" And I just felt like it was a valid question, and she could have just handled it better. It just been like, I was asked, like I was asked, "Hey, Ray," it's just like I was asked. I wanted to offer something, about being ready to love. I was on a show with a bunch of people who were, single parents. I'm never claiming to have that particular experience, but I know what it's like to be older and ready to love. I think she just could have handled it better. She was just kind of like, basically, how dare you question me? And I was like, it's a good question.
I didn't necessarily feel that she was giving like, how dare you question me? It was just kind of like, because she said, to your point, like, they asked me to do it, and no, I'm not a mother. I can speak to being older and ready to love, because she did say that.
Okay.
So for me, it was just kind of like they kept going in and going in and going in. It's like, okay. And like she said that it was giving like hater vibes. I don't know that I feel so much that it was giving hater vibes, but it was just kind of like, y'all just got to like, okay, relax, ease on back, like let it go. Like, okay, you don't think that she should be talking to these women? Well, that's your opinion. Yeah. So much.
And honestly, I got it, because I'm just like, that's a specific experience. So, but y'all weren't asked, and she was, and it is what it is. So yeah, I'm curious to see how that's gonna go.
I feel like it's gonna be a whole bunch of drama.
Yeah. Jamie.
I don't imagine that. Sorry. I don't imagine that Ashley and Joy are going to be friends by the end of this season.
Yeah, no. And I will say, I thought it was funny. We did a whole episode on Clifton and Joy having a long distance relationship, and it seemed like they wrapped that long distance up pretty quick.
Saying. Well, probably. I mean, honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. Probably because they got that call that they was gonna be on this show.
For sure.
Oh, you know what I want to talk about? So before we even move on to the next thing, I was so annoyed that they spent at least the first 20 minutes of this damn show talking about the damn Samuels.
I was too. And that's what, and I actually tweeted, I was like, are they going to be friends of? Are they going to make appearances on the show? Why are we talking about them if they're not here? And I guess I get it. Like they wanted to just address the fact that they weren't there. And like, hey, we know that there were other people here at some point, but it's like, who cares? They're gone.
But like that entire, like every scene was everybody talking about whether or not they were going to be divorced, if they're going to stay together, if they're going to, come to the function. Like, y'all really don't care this much. I don't know why the producers told y'all that you had to have these awkward ass conversations that you don't give no fucks about. Like, it was crazy. I was just like, this is a lot. For some people that's not on this show anymore.
They're not on the show anymore. They don't. Are they making appearances throughout the season? I don't know.
I don't think so, because I did go back and like get on her social media, because I'm like, okay, what is the word? Like, what's going on as to why they're not on the show? Allegedly, they were asking for certain concessions and maybe like financial whatever to be approved, and they were in negotiations with the producers and their lawyers and whatever else have you. And then while they were off to Africa, touring the country for like 3 weeks, the promo came out for the show and they weren't in it. And so she was just kind of like, yeah, she was just kind of like, she reached out to her lawyer trying to find out like what, what all is going on. Like, Are we going to be a part of the show? Like this promo came and like, we're not even in it, like, whatever. And so for me, it just gave like, okay, I appreciate the backstory, but it always is some sort of like excuse.
It always is some excuse with her. Always. If you're in the middle of a contract negotiation, you should have given your lawyer authority to agree to a certain number or to have contact with you about a number, or been checking in to a point to know where you were in the negotiation. You don't leave a negotiation about a show that's you're supposed to be the linchpin of. Mm-hmm. You don't just leave and go off to Africa or wherever they went and just leave it in the lurch. Like, so this is okay. So this is my issue with Monique, right? And this is what I mean when I feel like she plays main character games and she wants to be a main character so bad, but she's not. And they proved that point when they just were like, okay, we're good. We're just going to find somebody else. Like, we don't have time to play this game with you. We're not holding up promo for you. You going to Africa doesn't make any difference to this production schedule, to the release of this trailer. We will just go find someone else. We have already been filming with these other people, and whatever scenes you have filmed, if any, we will just cut you out of them. She doesn't. She is not a main character. She is not a main character. She is not someone. Her story is not someone to hold production up for, and that is what she doesn't realize that we all know. But she found out the hard way.
And did.
Play stupid games.
You get stupid prizes.
Okay.
I'm like, this is so I think she also went on to say that like this is reality TV just isn't for her and blah blah blah. And it's just like,
it's not.
I don't think that it's not. I think that you, to your point of like the main character energy thing, she wants things to play out a certain way, but you got to be top billing for that to happen. You ain't that. You don't give a Giselle. You don't give a Candy. You don't give like, I don't know, whoever else from another franchise. You know what I'm saying? So like if you gave that type of energy, then you would. But also like the stuff that really sells on these reality shows is drama and controversy. And the thing that was dramatic and controversial about you and your husband was the fact that you all were living in separate homes. I suspect that it was probably a thing of like negotiating around, we're not talking about this. We're not going to say anything about this on the show. Because that seems like a very like, Monique Samuels type thing. Like, I want my life to be perceived a certain way, which you have the right to a degree, but you also got to have the money to be producing the show to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. But yeah, she's just whatever. The other son's name is Jason. So let's talk Lil Jamie right quick. He's so annoying to me, and so is Jamie. All that arguing and fighting. It's just like, will y'all please go sit down somewhere? If you're not going to give him the money for whatever, don't give it to him and let's move on with it already. Like,
hello, why are we arguing about this?
Why are we arguing about this in the middle of a hallway at somebody's park? I don't understand why we're doing it. I don't understand why we're doing it. If you're going to give him the money, you're going to give him the money. And also, at a certain point, it's like, he's 26. You've been giving him a lot of money all along. So like, do you really not want to give him the money? Like, you might be tired of giving him the money, but you haven't particularly given him a good example to go by because you've been giving him money all along.
Buying him whatever it is that he wanted, his heart's desire.
You're still giving him grocery money.
Facts. So okay, little Jamie aside and that foolishness, what really threw me for a loop was that in this season, they told us that Jamie Sr. was a retired police officer.
I know.
Now, while I understand and I get that, like, him being, that first season, pilot season, like they told us that he was a party promoter or whatever the case may be. Like, I get protecting his like work identity because he's in a high risk job, but like y'all could have told us a different lie than that. Like, what?
Yeah.
I was sitting there like, what? Y'all didn't even have to do this.
Y'all really didn't have to say much of anything, honestly. We're just getting to know these people. So, and maybe he does do something a little mixy on the side, but like, okay.
It just gives, to the point of like him being this huge promoter and all that kind of stuff, it just gives like the story was fabricated for the television.
I mean, maybe.
I just don't. I
don't know those people, so I don't know.
I don't either, but I don't know. That just did not sit with me well. I was just like, I totally understand protecting his identity because of the type of work that he does. But like, my thing is like, even like if you was gonna keep this ruse up, you should have kept it out, because like now you announcing that he was in law enforcement and so on and so forth. Like, who's to say that like he didn't arrest people that still want to be out to get him or something? I don't know.
Yeah. The other thing that I didn't like about this episode, I didn't like Quick comparing his wife. His wife is Ashley, right?
Ashley.
Comparing Ashley's parenting and her like wanting to still wake up with 15-year-old or whatever, like helping the 15-year-old to Lil Jamie. I'm like, first of all, don't bring your friends' kids up like that. Like, those are supposed to be your friends. Like, I would feel away if I was watching that back and it was just like, damn, you was talking real,
you know that they like, do. Like, let's keep it a stack. You know they watched that shit and was like, what the fuck?
Trash. Like, you're basically talking like I'm a bad parent because my kid chose to do some wild stuff, like, and that you basically don't want your kid to end up like my kid. And it's just like, that was kind of like, I didn't like that
at all.
And I also didn't like this idea of like, I get it, he's 15, he needs to start taking on some responsibilities, I get it. But I also get the idea and how Ashley was saying, like, your mom died when you were 10, so you didn't get mothered like some other people get mothered, and I want to make sure that my son is mothered. Like,
and coming from two parents who did not have parenting, because I don't think Ashley ever talks about her father. Like, it's important to her for her to show up for her children in ways in which she never received. That's what any parent would do. That's what all parents do, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, the things that you lacked. Yeah, the things that you lacked as a child, you try to go above and beyond to make sure that you do those things for your children. So like, child, I just was like, this is stupid. Like, you are really upset because she gets up to make sure that these kids are up. Who said that he don't have no alarm clock? He might have an alarm, but she still got to go in there and make sure he is up and ready to go.
Yeah. And that's what she said. She was like, most times he does get up, but if I don't hear him stirring, I get up and make sure he's up.
And then considering that this has been her routine for 15 years. So now all of a sudden she has to be, well, not 15, maybe like 10. Now all of a sudden she has to be different. Like,
it's like, bro, he needs to grow up and be a man. He's not a man. He's 15. He's transitioning. He's a teenager. He still needs guidance.
You know, like, first he was in high school for all of 2 weeks and his dad wanted him to have everything under control. Like, that's great. That works.
He's just figuring it all out. He's getting his, what do you say? He's getting his sea legs about him, or whatever that is. Like, he's getting his wits about himself. He's still adjusting from being in middle school and like basically being handheld to being in high school and getting a little bit more independence. It's not like he's a senior in high school and she's still having to go wake him up every day. He's he's a freshman. Like, give us some time.
Let that child be herself. Let her mother. But you know what's interesting? This is an aside, but like a real life thing. I was having this conversation with another family member about the relationship that they have with their kids and their spouse never having really experienced the way that they show up for their children. And it was like a similar conversation where they're just kind of, they were just saying like, well, when are they going to grow out of that? When is this phase going to be over? And it's like, it's not ever going to be over. Once you grow up in a house with a parent that is very hands-on, very much, day to day, y'all have a bond and a conversation. Yeah, the child gets older, but like, you're always going to be a parent. That shit don't go away.
And also, like with some families, people still talk to their parents every day. Like, Don't talk to my
Child,
mom.
I am not that
She's
anymore, but I sure enough used to be.
I did too.
Like,
I did too.
what?
I talked to my mom every day for a long time. It became a lot for me, so I had to set a boundary. But my mom still talks to my grandma every day, and her sister like 6 times a day.
I'm saying, I used to talk
That's
to
just
my
what
mom
it
every day
is.
and multiple times a day at that. I would call her
Yeah.
at work and be like, "What you doing?"
I did too. I did
So I'm
too.
like, it's just
But I
weird
hate
to
small
me.
talk,
Like,
so I just had to be like, girl, we don't be talking about nothing. Let's just wait till we have something to talk about.
facts. But like, my thing is like, it's just weird to me that like people who grow up without this type of relationship, you ask these questions in a way that it sounds like you're resentful.
Yeah.
So that
Or like you're
lends
making an
me to,
accusation that there's
yeah.
something wrong with that. Well, like, when are you gonna grow out of that? It's like, well, maybe it's nothing to grow out of. Maybe this is just a loving relationship.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yo, like you have some trauma that you might need to work through. Because
Yeah.
for you to feel so like offended about this relationship that I have with our children that you don't necessarily have, like,
Yeah.
okay.
And that's the other thing, you know, Ashley, it seems to me, and I could be wrong, but based on how she talks about it, and he works nights, you know, he's a DJ, he's in the nightlife.
Always
So
gone.
he's probably always gone. And when he is there during the week or whatever, he's asleep during the day. And Ashley is like, you are fine with me doing things my way all this time. Leave me alone for the upbringing, the raising of my child. Like, now you want to come over here with all your big opinions. Go sit down someplace. I'm tired now. Like, enough.
I'm saying.
I'm
like, it might
going
be
to
a
wake
lot
the
of
baby
things.
up. He's 15. I'm still waking him up.
Period. This is her thing. Like let it be. Let it be what it is.
Like, now
you
you
wore
have
me
so
out
many
with that.
opinions. Now you have so many opinions. And Ashley was like, I'm still gonna wake my child up now. Okay, go ahead and you can say what you're gonna say. I'm still gonna wake him up. Now what? Let's move on.
Pretty much. Like, you just gonna be mad. Like, go on ahead with to God with that. Okay. How you feel, take it to the Lord. Let him work it out for you. Because that is crazy.
You have to.
Like, how someone mothers their children is like the mother and father and how they rear, it's gonna be different. Period. Like, this, he sent me. I was just like, you really doing a lot right now, bro.
Also depends on the gender of the child too, because if he had daughters, like young daughters, then maybe he would be waking them up and making them toast and everything. Like,
the thing that I hate, so like, this is an aside, but like what I hate about, I don't know that Quick and Ashley are in Gen X. They might be like more, I think Ashley is definitely millennial. I don't know how old Quick is, but like, the thing that I hate about like Gen X people and of the male persuasion is like, because you were raised in this way that you were raised, that's how you feel you got to treat your children. And I'm like, baby, it's quite possible that what you grew up with was fucking problematic, but you didn't know any different. So like, when you know better, you do better. Like, come on. I just like that. You know what? This is an offline conversation. I'll share with you another day, friend. But
okay. Well, so I think this episode, just to wrap it up, kind of set the stage for any other conflicts or whatever we might see coming down the pipeline. So that's pretty much it. It was a slow week, honestly. We got a whole episode out of this, but it was really kind of a slow week. Nothing was very eventful. So
no. So if you stayed here to the end of this here podcast episode, our reality recap, we thank you. Make sure you are liking, commenting, and subscribing, and let us know what your thoughts were about this last week of shows. And we will see you in the next conversation, friends. Bye.
Bye.